And we are so excited to have you here because John Lee is going to take you on an incredible journey. Hello, John.
Hello, hello.
And I'm just going to give a brief overview of Storytell and then let John take it away around speeding up your client reporting. So, with that, what is Storytell? Why did we create this thing? What is it for? And, it's really around being able to tell better stories with your data, unstructured data, which until now has been almost impossible to get value from. It's been this heap of gold that's been totally hidden. So something of great value, but because you couldn't reach it, it was as if it had no value. And so now with Storytell, you can get all the value out of that data. And what do we mean by unstructured? It's basically anything that's not in a database. So even what John Lee's taking you through, it's still in the realm of unstructured. And what can you do with that? So many things. It's essentially infinite use cases here. But your meetings, what's more important than how we spend our time in a meeting? And yet so much of that just disappears. What happened? Should we just have another meeting? Right? How we spend our time is absolutely precious. So customer meetings, client meetings, etc. Really getting all the value out of that, transcripts, all the files floating around on your desktop, getting those in the Storytell to really get to actionable insights, understanding what you're working with and being able to create strategy at your organization, so many things. Um, with that, I am going to hand it over to you, John. So I'm going to stop screen sharing
Thank
and I'll go
you.
off camera, but I will be here for.
Okay. All right. Hello, everybody. Let me get my screen ready to go. Okay. Hey, I wanted to do this. I'm a big cook, and I see some people on here that I think I know. I just see the last name covered up, but I'm a big cook, and I would love to ask a question, and I'd love you to put in the chat, please. What is your top cuisine that you enjoy, whether it be to order, to go out, to cook at home? Whatever. Please put it in the chat. I want to see what you have. I am I've been doing pasta for a long time now, but I'm gonna give a different answer right now. I'm gonna do some French cuisine. I'm kind of feeling into that. Filipino. Look at that. We got some Filipino, got some sisig coming up in town, and then Angela is saying ramen. Valerie, what do you got? I'm saying French cuisine for me. I always love seeing this. It tells me so much about people. Mexican. All right. Coca What? Very cool. Very cool. Yeah, with all of these, I enjoy making a lot of them. Even with Mexican, I've learned to make my own tortillas, both masa and flour. And then when you have that, fresh, warm tortilla with fresh guacamole, boom. So good. All right, cool. We're learning a little bit. So I actually typed that same question. Well, I typed in what are the top five favorite cuisines in America into Storytel, and here's what we can see here. We could see the top five are Italian, Mexican, American, which means a lot of things, Chinese, and Japanese, Korean food. Oh, bibimbap. Okay, awesome. So we can see some cool things in here, right? And you're going to see I use the analogy of food a lot when I speak about a lot of things. Oh, right, bibimbap. Cool. I love it. I like bibimbap in a stone bowl. If it's in like a steel bowl, not for me. I need that crispy burnt rice. It has to have that, otherwise it doesn't count. I don't want it. Yeah, stone bowl, right? Yeah, everybody's on it. Okay, cool. Let's just talk bibimbap. Actually, I'm so curious about something. Storytell. Give me a recipe to make bibimbap. Let's see what it says. I'm like, let's just see what happens. 2 to 4 servings. We could totally do it as a team, everybody. We need rice, some sesame oil. I have all that stuff. Okay, ribeye, sirloin. This is cool, right? You're just able to do it and to put it in. Very, very amazing. What if I did it again, though? I'm just so curious. Give me a recipe to make bibimbap. And use, let's do ChatGPT. I'm curious if it's going to give us a different type of answer. 4 to 5 to, okay, kind of like the same thing. Half salt, right? We're in the same place. Cool, 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 cool. Let's do it. We see that. Awesome. Have fun and enjoy. Let's do one more. I'm just so curious while we're on it. Give me a recipe to make bibimbap and use DeepSeek. Let's see what happens. Oh, I should have added with beef bulgogi. Sorry. Sorry, Valerie. Next time. Oh, look at that. A little bit different. A little bit different. Interesting. Interesting things to see. Okay, cool. We're just seeing different ideas we can work with. All right. Anyway, sorry. Talk about bibimbap too much. But I'm glad we got a good group coming. All right. Hey, so my name is John Lee from Dashboard Dudes, if you know me. I do a lot of data stuff, and I'd like to talk a lot about cooking. And what I say by that, I say data's a lot like cooking. Just because we have the raw ingredients doesn't mean we can use them right away. We need to clean them, cut them, prep them, cook it, and then we need to plate it. And if it doesn't look good, no one's going to want to eat it. And what I want to talk today is how I can use, or how you can use Storytell to really scale up. So I want to start off with a little bit of a story first. I used to work for a marketing agency, and I'm going to do some mentalist mind reading, and I want to see if any of you have ever done this before, okay? So I used to work for a marketing agency, and every week they had to produce a deck for their various clients. So they had like 30 different clients. And with these clients, they would have to update uh, their deck and send it out to them. And here's what they would do. They go into a bunch of different data sources like Google Analytics, Facebook, Google Ads, whatever it may be, physically download things. So they download some stuff, take it, put it into Excel, into different tabs, go to pivot, update the pivot range to now include the new data they just put in, hit refresh. That would produce some charts. They have to take those charts, copy and paste them into PowerPoint. Awesome. Now we're in a PowerPoint. Then they would have to attach that into their email. And before sending off it to the client, they would either have to write some bullet points to their clients about what they noticed for that week, which is really hard to do, or they have a like a one-on-one meeting with that client every week. Okay, did that? I would love to know by this symbol. This is my OK symbol. If you go to the chat and you hit the little emoji face, you can find an OK symbol. I'd love to know, is that flow something that you have experienced in one of your previous work environments? Super manual, right? Somebody has to download some junk, put it into Excel, rerun a pivot table, copy it, put it in a PowerPoint, then go send it off into an email or have a meeting with somebody, and you have to find out all these insights. Anybody? Or am I the only one? Angela. Okay. Maybe some other folks didn't have to do that as much, but something I definitely have to do. Okay, cool. We got some other folks. So some validation. If you answer correctly, there's a bibimbap in it for you. I'll send it to you. All right, cool. So I want to talk about the bottleneck in this process. Thank you, thank you, thank you. The bottleneck in this process when we do that is, yeah, I can have these different BI tools. So I want to show you an example. I use a tool called Domo, and Domo is very similar to a Tableau, Power BI, Google Data Studio. Those are the big four. And this allows me to take in data from Google Analytics and Google Ads and Facebook and all this stuff, and then to have these dashboards automatically populate. That's no problem. No problem at all. But if we want to send this report out, we can see things here, but it's kind of hard to find some insights, right? I mean, yeah, we could see things. We could say, hey, you're outpacing impressions compared to the number of days in the month. You're doing great on that. Like, sure, okay, I don't know. Like, but it's harder to ask questions. Like, I see this CPC number compared to itself. I don't know if it's still a good number though. It's hard to find some of these things in here. And especially if you have a new analyst or somebody new to your team who's maybe not used to this industry, they might struggle a little bit in trying to find what to write about. And that's where it gets hard. And here's where Storytel could do a fantastic job of helping you scale up. So I told you again, I used to work for marketing agency. They had 30 clients, and every week they had to just crank these out to say, here's the latest update for the week, right? And you had people who would manually look, and they had a hard time trying to find the insights. So they would just say things which were not that helpful. They would say things like, last month you had 206 sessions. Okay. You had 8 million impressions. Okay. I don't know if that's good or bad. That's a problem. We want to, just like with tasting food, you want to know if it's good or bad. That's what you want to do. So here's an example I want to show you. I have this dashboard here, and I am a huge rock fan, and I have these fake companies to just mask some of this data. So I have Black Sabbath tubs, Led Zepp pens. They do office supplies. Metallic Cat Cafe. If you've ever been to a cat cafe, this one is the same, but just blasting more Metallica. And Rental Van Halen. Okay. So I want to show you how we can use Storytel to expedite this insights process. So first, I'm right here with Storytel, and I'll go back to right here. This, if you've never seen this, is the interface. And let's just do a very quick run through of what we see here. Right away, right here in this box is where you can type in things. You could type in prompts and requests, and that's really, really cool. And on this left-hand side, we have this little slash gives you some pre-written prompts. You could say, give me a quick summary of some data that I want you to look at. I can say, go do a SWOT analysis. I can do a bunch of other things in here. Let me get rid of this real quickly. This little paperclip is where I can put in several forms of data, which is super cool to me. Like seriously, you can put in PowerPoint, PDFs, Excel files, CSV files, MP3s, MP4s. You can just copy and paste stuff directly in here, or you can give it a website link and Storytel will scrape that and put it into you. I put it in here. And what's so cool about that is I have several different platforms I can put in here for Storytel to ingest all these different ingredients. I am a big fan of this Domo tool, right? But everything has to be in Domo then. And what if I have a PDF? It's like I would have to go put that in Domo and convert it to a CSV somehow through all these things. But now I can just do it, and that's really, really cool. So that's that. And then I want to show you some other stuff in here. Right here at the top, we have personal collection, personal plus public. What this means is hey, Storytel, I want you to only use my data for this question I'm going to ask you. I want you to use half and half, use some of my data, use some public info, or just use the public info. So when I asked that question about what are the top 5 favorite cuisines, I said, hey, use public knowledge because I'm not going to have that in my data set. Okay. And there's some other really cool things here, like there are these use cases that tell you here are some prompts that you can use for different types of roles. Like if we went to use cases, we went to marketing, find partnership opportunity. I click that. You can get these other prompts and whatever you want to do with here. Okay. All right. Let's get into it though. So check this out. I'm going to go log in to mine. Give me 1 minute. I thought I was logged in. Beautiful. And I want to show you how we're going to use Storytel to make my life much easier. Right here, I made something called a collection. Now, a collection can be uh, several forms of data that you have, like a folder, basically. So right here, I've uploaded a couple things. I uploaded a PDF of the document that I just showed you, of this one right here. And I picked on the rental van one because I think that's a good one. And I also uploaded this this Excel file. Cool. So what I can do with that now, I'm going to put this back. What I can do with that now is I can now start asking questions about this data. So for instance, I might do something like this. I have oops, I'm sorry, I'm in the wrong spot. Right here. I have a prompt that I actually wrote already, and I want to show it to you. And I'm going to put it in the chat, and you are feel free to just take it and use it. Let's do this one. Cool. I'm going to put in the chat right now for you to have. Yeah, chat. There we go. Okay, cool. And I'm going to put it right in here. So this is the one I wrote. It said, based on the industry of, and we know that, and I'm picking on a specific company, rental vans. I'm picking on my rental van Halens. The industry is rental vans, so I'm just going to put in that word. Based on the industry of rental vans, I want to know the following. And I'm going to use public knowledge for this one because I don't really have anything on the industry in my Excel file nor my PDF. Let's go send it off. Let's see what happens. So right now, Storytel is using Gemini to answer this thing, and it's saying it's giving me all this feedback. This is beautiful. This is gold. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Let's go back. Let's go to the top and see what we got going here. 1 second. Cool. So I can see here it's saying, okay, let's break this down. Total market share, great. Getting precise, can say market. Okay, rental van is tricky. It's giving me some context about what this is, where I can find more data about it. Okay, cool. That's awesome. It's also telling me who are the major players. Hertz, Avis, Budget, U-Haul, Penske. Okay, cool. Now I can see some stuff. What are some risks affecting the rental van industry? Economic downturn, fuel prices, interest rates. Cool. Inflation, right. My point that I'm trying to show you this is not so that you walk away from this learning about the rental van industry. What I'm trying to show is that you can see how Storytel can help us answer these questions much, much, much faster. Making sense? Making sense? Cool. Look at all this stuff that I have right here. We can answer these other questions too. What are some future trends? Electrification, of going EV route, connected vehicles, all this other type of stuff. Cool. So that's one way we can do it. Let me see scuba symbols if that makes sense to you. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to stop and reshare again because I want to put my face into the screen. So just give me 1 minute. Sorry about that. Stop, share. Apologies on that. All right, let's do it again. Good. Okay, great. Back to it. Hey, so I would love to see, does this make sense? This first part right here, where I can use Storytel to answer questions about the industry. Good. Erica obviously gets it. What about some other folks? Let me see. Valerie, cool. Appreciate it. Awesome. Cool. So that's one way. So now I have something that I could write, right? Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you, everybody. I can write in here. I could say, hey, look, here's some stuff about the industry. I can put this into an email, make it easy for somebody to take, do all this stuff. Let's get more specific about our own data, though. I have a second prompt that I wrote, and I would like to show you. Let's do this one first. What if we wanted to ask a very specific question about our own data? I'm going to switch this now to public and private. I'm going to say, what are my total sales? What are my total sales for 2024 based on the data provided? Okay, it's putting it together. And now what Storytel is doing in the back end, it's actually ripping that whole, well, it did already. It ripped both the PDF and the Excel file apart into little itty bitty pieces, tagging it and putting it back together to now analyze it. So it's still going. We'll let it do its thing. All right. While that's going, let's see. Okay, let's keep moving. While that's doing its job and thinking, I'm gonna move over to oh, never mind. Sorry. I should just be patient. Cool, 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 cool. It's pulling all of this out here. There we go. It's pulling in. There's the answer right here. Based solely on the data that I provided, I made $361,920 for last year based on my rental van stuff. Cool, right? We're having Storytel help us out with that. Now I have another prompt that I'm going to put in here for you. I'm going to put in the chat first so you can see it. And then I'm going to put it right back in here. I'm asking, based on the data provided, I want to know the following. How does revenue in 2024 compare to the revenue for the average player in the same industry? How does revenue in Illinois? I'm based in Chicago, so I want to know, well, how, if I own a company here, how does it compare to other people in Illinois? And then for paid search specifically, what's the average cost per click? That's what CPC stands for. And how does mine compare to the average? And the last one, what are some blog article ideas that I can write for this industry? Let's send it off and let's see what happens. Cool. There we go. It's giving me some stuff. Cool, 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 cool. That's fine. Here's my analysis. That's fine. That's fine. Illinois. Okay. Compare rental, paid search analysis. Got it there for. Okay, we did this earlier. Let me show you one that I had earlier for this. I'm going to go back to an old one that I did. Let's go to here, rental van, recent chats. I want to show you. I did this, marketing insights. Cool. I did this, future, right. Great, 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 great. Cool. Here's like something I want to show you. When I ran this yesterday, I was able to get some other very cool information. I was able to say, "Hey, cool. Here's here's what your revenue is roughly in between this number." Right? For Illinois, that was a question that I had, right? I said, "Hey, based on my revenue, how did you compare to Illinois?" So it said your Illinois revenue is basically $36,000. That's awesome. But from other folks, it's a comparison of this 2000. Let's see. Data set provider campaign, right. Another, two different campaigns, uh, significantly above the lower while others average. Great, 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 great. Cool. I was able to show this too that said that my revenue was better than the average player in Illinois. Another thing that I want to do is this one. This one was cool. Okay, this is super cool. Okay, check this out. So this is saying, hey, my cost per click is 3 cents based on my data that I provided. Okay, where we see that this other value is roughly $1 to $2 for competitors. So that tells me already I have context if my performance is doing better or not. And then this was super cool. Hey, what are some blog articles that I can write about the moving van industry? 2024 trends in moving van rental, technology, all this other stuff, how to optimize your moving van rental market. Awesome. Future moving vans, whatever. We have these things. My point here is I could take those same prompts that I did and I can put them into this thing about bathtub manufacturing, this thing about office supplies, this thing about cafes, whatever. And now what I can do is I can have some context so that when I'm presenting to my clients or my clients are presenting to their clients, they have something to work with rather than just you did better from here from this month compared to last month, or you did worse. Now we have some meat that we can actually provide when we are writing. Making sense? Let me see scuba symbols, so that makes sense. That's cool for you. Making sense. Let me see. Anybody? Good, good. Scuba symbols. Yeah. Cool, 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 cool. Hey, there's some other tricks that we can do though. Very cool. Thank you, thank you. There's some other tricks that we can do. I can take this rental van thing and I can move it. And check this out. I'm gonna go move it to a shared collection. I'll put it right there. Move collection. So what is this guy doing right now? Well, I can take this rental van, this one that I shared, and I can say share. Now what I can do is I could put in somebody's email in here. So instead of me just copying and pasting all those results directly into an email, I could just give somebody, put in this email address, or we could put an entire company in here, and now they can be brought here so they can interact and they can see those insights instead of you having to copy and paste it. And the whole point I'm trying to get at is we talk about mining for insights and mining data for finding really, really valuable nuggets of gold. And this is a way that we can do it much faster, especially if you have somebody brand new on your team who doesn't know what they're looking at or they don't know the industry. This is a way that you could do it to move, to make things much more automated, faster, so that you can provide your clients with a lot of really cool insights. Cool. And there's one last little trick that I want to show you. So we could also have this formatted. You can say, let's do something like this. Let's do something like this. Show me um, total sales in the US for rental vans by month for 2024. Let's see what happens. Right now, Storytell is reaching out to different LMs. There it goes. So sort of public or dashboard. We're gonna let's see. Do you want a table or chart? Yep, let's do it. Let's do give me a table by month for total sales of rental vans in 2024. Awesome. Look at that. Storytel's able to give this to you as a table, and I could say, go download it as a CSV. So what's super cool about this is we talk about unstructured data, this phrase a lot, is not only can Storytel find the really cool insights among all this data, but it can put it into a format that now I can use to put back into Excel or Domo or whatever I want to make it a little bit cleaner. Cool. All right. That's kind of the main thing I want to show today, how to expedite this. And I'll give you a really quick story. I have had many, many, many times where I'm working with different analysts here, and they'll say something like this. They'll say something like, "Oh, that process that I'm doing only takes me 5 minutes, so it's okay. It only takes me 5 minutes." And this is the math that I always say. I go, "Okay, well, 5 minutes times 5 working days in a week is 25 minutes. 25 minutes a week times 4 weeks in a month is 100 minutes. 100 minutes a month times 12 months, 1,200 minutes. That's like 20 hours. Do you want to spend 20 hours of your life doing this?" And the answer is no, right? And so if you're able to do something that reduces that process to 1 minute or maybe even to 1 second, just huge saving opportunities. You look awesome. You save your team a lot of time and pain, and you are able to be way more efficient. Okay, good. Move 20 hours, yeah, to 1 second. Good. Okay, that's kind of the main thing I want to show. Does anybody have any questions about Storytel? And Erika, if you have anything you want to add to, please chime in. But this is a really cool use case. I'll tell you, I have a client who is doing this now because he deals with car dealerships, and he's able to produce these reports and scale every week doing something like this. So it's a really, really cool tool. Anyway, that's for me. Does anybody have any questions about anything with Storytel or any other comments? Anybody? Okay,
Just hopping back on, John, to one say thank you. And also, I'm really curious. Oh, we do have a question. I'll let you get to that in a moment.
sure.
I'm also would love to know how are folks using AI right now, and how would you like to be using it? So simmer on that, drop things in chat, and passing it back over to you, John, as I disappear again.
Okay. Thanks, chat. Good question on the types of charts to show. Let's find out together. Let's ask it together. Possible recognition. Okay, let's ask it. What would be the best type of chart to display that information? Okay, show trends over time. Line charts. Very cool. I would totally agree with that. Are specifically designed to illustrate trends over time. Right, line charts again, line chart. There you go. Look at that. Pretty easy. It's giving you alternatives, but less suitable. I think this makes a lot of sense. I totally agree with the line chart if it's anything by time to show you that. Cool. AI to write code. Awesome. Awesome. Very, very cool. That's pretty cool. Really, really cool trick that we can do in here. Okay, cool. Anyway, well, here's the last thing I'm going to say is Storytel is free to sign up. So you just have to go to here, storytel.ai, and you can sign up and mess around, play with it, have fun with it. And I hope you're able to find some really cool use cases for it and to help save you some time so you can go back to doing what you need to go do with it. Christopher, what platforms do you use for that? And Christopher said he uses AI to write a lot of code for Domo, Power BI, R, SQL. So feel free to answer on that one. You want to. But anyway, if you have any questions for me, I'm also happy to stay on, answer any questions, and to just discuss ChatGPT. No problem. Cool.
I'll just hello again. Valerie and Christopher, thank you so much for sharing. So we love those models. We love OpenAI's models and Anthropic's models. And with Storytell, you can use both of those models and more. So yeah, it's free platform to use the reasoning models and OpenAI, or Claude. And Christopher, I was just gonna say like, oh, I wonder if you've used Cursor yet. We're just starting to poke around with it ourselves, but I know lots of folks are using that for vibe coding as it's being called. But
That's cool.
yeah, yeah.
That's cool. All right. Anything else, Erica? Anything else you want to say before we,
I
otherwise
think
we can wrap up?
that's my stuff. I'd love to, for everyone who joined, like if you're using Storytel, John is happy to show you how. I'm happy to show you how. Would love to know how your experience is going. So I think that's it. I definitely see like it sounds like everyone here is an AI enthusiast, like really putting AI to the test. And I know a lot of folks are kind of like, not totally sure about how to use it. And I think we can all learn from each other. So
Yeah, for me, the two things that I've really enjoyed about Storytel, truthfully, are the ability to switch among public, half private, half public, my own thing, because I can say, no, I don't want to talk. I just want you to look at my thing. Don't even look at public at all. Or to be able to say in one platform, yeah, just use public like I did one of the top cuisines in the US, something that I wouldn't have data on. And what I also like is I like all the prompts that Storytel has available that I can just use right away. So I could say, hey, I'm in marketing, I'm in sales, give me a type of prompt. And that's one thing that I've noticed. A lot of people who are getting into AI for the first time are using something like this. They don't know how to write prompts well. They'll write things like, tell me my top companies. And it's like, I don't know what that means. What does top mean? And when you can train it first, say based on conversions, based on sales and conversions and recency, that's where it's really cool. So Storytel has all these, like, look at this. I hit this little slash. I could see all these different prompts that I can just take advantage of. And I could say, explain it to me like I'm five. I like that one a lot when I get some type of feedback. I think it's pretty cool. Cool. All
okay.
right.
You know what, John? Maybe I'll just share my screen for one moment here
Yes,
on
please.
home. Um, just to share something that we're really passionate about at Storytel, which is humane technology. Let's see. I don't think I'm showing the right screen. So let me try that again. Okay, there we go. Um, so yeah, humane technology and why is this relating to Storytel? I think we're all excited about AI, those of us here on this call, and I think most of us in the world are a little concerned about it too. And so we really want to make sure that we build it in a humane way. And so we host workshops around that, both in person and online, and just building awareness like what is inhumane technology and what is humane technology? What's the difference there? So just dropping the website in the chat in case that is interesting to you. Just Valerie, you talking about social impact in the example that you shared around generative AI used for storytelling, made me think of that. So that's
Very cool. Very, very cool. Awesome. All right. I think that's good. Check it out. Let me know if you need any help. Happy to do it. All right. Thanks, everybody. I'll talk to you later.